what I will say is I think this one, SOHCAHTOA is only for what? Triangles that have a what? A right angle. Okay. This, there's obviously situations where you're going to encounter triangles that don't have, I'm going to try my best not to draw one, a 90 degree.
That's like a pentagon.
Almost. Okay. You're going to encounter triangles that don't have a 90 degree, and SOHCAHTOA breaks down. You can't use it anymore. So the next two lessons are going to concentrate on situations where that is the case. And again, you always want to do the simplest thing first. So you remember we talked about similar triangles. That's the easiest of the three, or of the methods. Then I would say use Pythagorean theorem, and then I'd say use SOHCAHTOA. Then I'm going to say use sine law. And then the last one we're going to do is what we call cosine law. And that's the most complex one. Okay?
And it's just all of those.
It's all, actually, if you follow it in the sequence of what we've done, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, that's pretty much the order in which you'd prefer to do things in, if you can, in terms of level of simplicity. But as I said before, I actually don't think sine law is too bad. You can see here, okay? So, oblique triangles, what does that mean? Oblique's kind of a funny word, right? Just right angle. Okay. Okay. Here's your sine law right here in the box. Okay. I don't care. There's just a bunch of ratios. Remember, ratios are fractions, right? And all they do, it does not matter if you write it the way on the right or the way on the left. It does not matter. What you are not allowed to do is something like this. Okay, there we see what I'm getting at. You're not allowed to flip. You can't just start flipping stuff around. Okay, it either all has to be the same in the top and all the side lengths go in the bottom, or vice versa. Okay, that's basically your only rule with this. Okay, they all have to go like this, one or the other. You cannot start mixing things, okay? If you follow that rule, this isn't that bad. Okay, now, here's the only instance where sine law breaks down. Okay? If you don't have enough information, basically. Okay, so you have to know 3 of the 4 pieces of information from the ratios you have selected. Okay? So just to be a bit more specific, you're going to have to know 2 sides and 1 angle across from a known side, which will mean more in a minute when we start actually doing some questions, or 2 angles into any side. Okay, those are the instances where this works. Okay, so you don't have anything to write there. Let's go down here and label this ABC. We've kind of dabbled with this a little bit already. Okay, here's triangle ABC. Okay, we can put A up top. This actually doesn't matter how you guys order this. What does matter is what I show you in a second. Okay, so it doesn't matter what point you put each letter. What matters is this part. Opposite of C has to be what? Lowercase c. Opposite of big B has to be the little b, and then opposite of capital A has to be A. That's what matters. Okay, it does not matter what letter you put on what corner, just that opposite of each of those angles is its corresponding side length. Okay, you can't switch them around. Okay, does that make sense? That's how you label triangles. Okay, There you go. There's it labeled. So let's go down to the first question. X we could say as what? A, little a, okay? You could just say that for the purposes of writing out sine law, okay? Now, for the first couple questions that you guys do, I would say let's just write out sine law in its general form, so you get the habit of writing it, okay? And then we can just fill in the information, okay? So let's say, well, this is little b and this will be little c, okay? So let's write out sine law. Sine A over A is equal to sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. Okay? Fill in information. You guys, this is actually like, we've laid a pretty good foundation here to do this. It's just, this is the only new thing that we're going to do here. Just fill in the information. What's angle A? Be 93. So we're going to go sine of 93. Do we know what little a is? No, but that's the thing. It's solve for the indicated unknown piece of information, x. So it's x. That's equal to sine of b. Sine of b, sine of 55, over, what's little b? 17. That's equal to what? Sine of something over something. Okay, yes, we could figure out what it is, yeah. So Tobias found out it's 32. How did he find that? 180 minus 55 minus 93 should equal 32 if he's done it right. Okay? No. With this, if it says yes, well, no. Let's go with no. There probably are instances where you're going to have to say solve the triangle. That's all 6 pieces of information. So you would have to, you'd probably have to use sine C over C in order to solve for side length C, for instance, or something, right? But for our purposes, it just wants one piece of information, so you don't even need to write this last piece. If you know you don't have the information for C, like Tobias didn't even have to solve for that, right? I automatically know, like, there's nothing here and there's nothing here, so I don't need to use sine C. Does that make sense? Now, I know how many pieces of information? 1, 2, 3. I know 3. Find the 4th. Here's the next step. It's our handy cross multiply. That's how we get rid of fractions across an equal sign. Cross multiply. So it's x multiplied by sine 55 is equal to 17 sine 93. Divide both sides by sine 55. You now have x isolated. All you guys have to do is solve for x. How are we going to do that? I'm just trying to find a calculator so I can show you guys. You guys can use, oh, I don't know if it's going to do it for me. Yeah, calculator is not useful on the computer. Okay, go to your trig table. I'll show you guys how to use a calculator later this afternoon, okay? Your trig table. Go find Oh, that's a problem. You don't go that high. It's a good segue. Okay, good segue. On your calculators, I guess, Retta, we've reached the point of the breaking down of the trig table.
Wait, I kind of just figured something out though.
What?
Sine of 93 is equal to sine of 87.
Yeah, they're reciprocals, right?
Can you just do that? Whatever you.
No, don't be. Yeah, that's something. It's for a different reason why Yeah, it works, but yeah.
The calculators are also more reliable. You just click a button and it gives you the answer.
Yeah, the problem arises when people don't know when to do what. Am I doing an angle or am I doing a side leg? That's where the problem comes up. Okay, what I want you guys to do is take out your calculators if you got one. You should see these buttons. Sine, cos, tangent somewhere, right? If you're on your phone, which I'd prefer you not to be because it's not the best, but if you're on your phone, if you turn the iPhone sideways, it'll open up the scientific portion of it. Okay? If you type in 93, this is the order which you're doing it on your calculator or whatever, you're going to type 93 sine. It should give you a decimal number.
That's on the phone.
On the phone. On the phone. This is the phone method. Okay? If you're on a regular calculator, you can just you can physically type it in as sine 93, hit equals, it'll spit out a number. That's the number that's on your trig table. Okay, so what do we get for sine 93?
0.9
Is that what it is? Okay, so it's 17 times 0.986. Okay, I want everybody to make sure they can get that number because this is where the trig table, well, at least the one I gave you, breaks down. 0.986. 9986. Sorry. Okay. We'll do more with that this afternoon. It's a good segue. The trig table breaks. I'm sure, Retta, there's more. There's probably another page in my little book here that has the trig values for like 90 to 180. Okay. So, next thing, you can do the same thing in your calculator, type in sine 55 or 55 sine and get a decimal number, or you can go to your table, find 55, and read over. Underneath the sine, you should get 0.8192. Okay? Who wants to type in that? Give me a number for the top, divided by the bottom. We should get a value of x. What's the final? It's basically the final answer anyway.
I got 20.71.
20.71. If the phone calculator or the calculator piece is stressing you out, we'll deal with that this afternoon, okay? I'll help everybody make sure that they know how to do it. Does the same thing as a trig table. Okay? Let's do the next question and then you guys are good to go for lunch, okay? We'll do the backside later. Okay. Please label the triangle. A, B, C, little c.
So it doesn't matter like.
Nope, I did this on purpose. Yeah, doesn't matter. What is the part that matters though, Ibrahim?
Where we put like the little.
The little letters have to go opposite the big ones. Okay? Now, write out sine law right off the get-go. Sine A over A is equal to sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. Fill in the information you know and don't know. Okay, I see sine of 43 over x.
Can you write A or does it, like,
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Sine of b of 102. There's another one you're probably gonna have to type in the calculator. Over b. Is that useful? Okay, we're stuck a little bit, but let's keep going. Let's write sine c over c. What is angle c? Tobias, what do you do angle c for me? What's angle c?
35.
Angle c is equal to 180 minus 102 minus 43. Why do I need to do this?
Because you have side C, so you need angle C.
Remember what I said, you need to have 3 of 4 pieces of information. So as soon as, what is angle C? Did somebody find out?
35.
Okay. Okay. Now I can write sine of 35. If I had stopped and not written sine C over C, would I be able to do this question? No, because I don't know side length B, and I also don't know side length A. So I'm stuck, which is why I'm relying on finding side length or angle C, and I know side length C. Now I have 4 pieces of information. I can basically ignore B altogether, right? Because now I have 4 pieces of information. All right, I have 3 and I'm trying to find the 4th. Okay? So let's do the math. We cross multiply. If I completely erase the middle there, you're going to cross multiply. What do you get? X, here, I'll do this in black. So I get x sine 35 is equal to 14 sine 43.
Is that 145 or is that
14 sine 43. It'll be multiplied. Whatever the 2 numbers are there, Aiden. There you go. Okay, just like that. Okay.
How did you get to that? So you like cross multiply or something? No, wait.
The red x will be the cross multiply.
So wait, how did you get? Oh, how did you just don't do the middle one?
Yeah, I ignored the middle one, and then I cross multiplied. The middle one didn't provide me enough information to solve this question.
So then turn like the one after that, like the x and 35 into the x equals.
I just cross multiplied x times sine 35
No, I mean the line after that.
right here.
Yeah. How did you turn it into something?
X equals? I just divided both sides by sine 35.
Oh.
Okay? We'll pick up there later, okay? We'll get a final answer.